David, welcome to Exeter City. You're the new lead coach of the Under-18s. How does that feel?
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, very pleased to be here. Looking forward to working with everybody here and really trying to progress us going forwards. It's been a whirlwind last few days, but it's been really great to see the boys and the staff, and everybody's made me feel really welcome. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
What attracted you to apply for this job?
What attracted me? Well, I knew one or two of the people from the past, and that's always a big decision to make, but a big pull to have the incentive of working with good people. I know the past history here. I know the players who have been developed, and I know the desire to continue that going forward. So all that coupled with the fact that there's some good young players here, and the club really have a real determination to try and get them through. And I have to say, the first team staff, the first team, with Gary here and really having, again, a real want to play young players if they're good enough, and having that joined up, linked up bit throughout the club is definitely attractive.
So, like you said there, you obviously mentioned about the pathway into the first team, and obviously the club's record speaks for itself, producing young local talent to go on to play at sometimes the highest level. How excited are you to be able to continue that?
Yes, all I can say on that front is very excited, and we'll try and work extremely hard to continue that through. I do know for sure it's not a given. It's about hard work, and it's about the dedication of the staff and especially the players. And I think it boils down to the individual really wanting to drive themselves forward and to get those practices done and to really present themselves to the first team staff and get that progression. But absolutely, I think past history is fabulous, but we really need to look forwards and try and do the next step.
Focusing a bit more on yourself, you've got over 600 appearances in the EFL for the likes of Leicester, Man City, Peterborough and Luton, as well as plenty of experience coaching and in management.
Reading that?
I had to remember. You've worked in youth football for a while as well. How vital is it to be able to pass on that experience to these younger players?
Yeah, I hope so. I am, excuse me, of the mindset that you don't have to have been an ex-player to be a really good coach and to communicate the things through, but it might help at times. And I certainly have some experience. I'm a little bit older than some of the coaches too, so I've been fortunate to have been around for a while. But I do also know that every day is a school day, and there'll be a lot for me to learn about how Exeter do it and how we want to drive these young players with the knowledge that they can come into the first team, and that Gary knows that and Kevin knows that the boys know what they're doing and playing that way. So there's a lot for me to take on board in this short term, but I'm very much looking forward to it and really excited to work with the young players.
Talk to me a little bit as well about your recent managerial career, being around the non-league circuit a bit, having success with Oxford City and then moving locally to Weymouth as well, where some fans might recognise you from.
Possibly, yes. I've been in the coaching, I've been assistant managers in the Football League and around it at some really good clubs. Been very fortunate. I've been managing the non-league, and I've been back in the academies for the last 2 years or so, and it's an opportunity now for me to really get my teeth into the role here. I know some really good things have happened in the past, but we're really looking forward to building on what's happened there and to really try and progress this going forwards. So we are really looking to work together. Hopefully I can bring some of my experience, but I know that I'll be learning too, and we can go forwards together and really try and drive these boys onwards.
Obviously, I've been out there and seen you lead a training session this morning, but the supporters won't really get to see that at any point. So could you describe what sort of coach you are out there on the training pitch?
Enthusiastic, quite loud sometimes, very willing to improvise and work whatever is needed to try and get us over the line. We certainly have the plans, certainly have the structure, but be able to have the wriggle room in between. Very much for the players to work out how we're going about it, make their own decisions on it. It's not always a huge amount of coaching points, but there is guidance there, and for the boys to really find their ways through. But to also have the structure, I've found since I've been here, the first team have a very good structure and way they want to play. I know the 21s with Dan Green do very similar things, and we need to make sure that we are mirroring that too. So between us, hopefully I can add to the situation. But as I say, we're all here together to try and drive these boys forward.
And like you said, you've been here for about a week and a half now. You've had one game against Oxford. Obviously, the result wasn't what we would have wanted, but were you impressed with certain aspects that you saw in that game?
I certainly learnt a lot. about the characters and how the boys are. The boys were fantastic in the first half. We suffered a little bit in the second, but I learnt a lot from it, and we will go forwards with tactical changes when we need to and personnel changes. There's 1 or 2 injuries around the young boys, so it gives an opportunities for the 16s to come and be around the 18s, so that's good, and I really have to hit the ground quickly, learning these boys, learning their strengths, learning what they can do and go from there. So it's been a really quick start. This is the start of my second week, but we have a big game coming up this week, and we need to try and prepare ourselves the best we can.
Yeah, challenges don't come any bigger than Fulham in the FA Youth Cup. It's an opportunity, though, for the boys to make history. No Exeter City team's ever got to the 5th round before, which must be some carrot at the end of the stick for them.
Well, I hope so, and we'll be communicating that through. I think Gary did a brilliant job. The gaffer did a brilliant job on Saturday with their own piece of history with the first team. And we will try our very best. I know the women had a tough day on Sunday, and the 18s are very important in this ecosystem of the club. So it's something certainly to look forward to. I know Fulham from my recent history. I know how good they can be. I know how threatening they are. So it's a big ask. But we have some really good players here, and we need to get that right. And I'm sure we can give a really good account of ourselves.
Results haven't been all there so far this season for the 18s, but obviously youth football isn't completely results-based, but what will you be looking for from your team in this Fulham game and going forwards?
Well, it's a cup game, so it's an obvious answer there, but we need to give ourselves a chance. We need to give a good account for ourselves. We need to accept the responsibility, relish the occasion and the fact that there is an opportunity to get to the next round for the first time. I know there's been some really good things in the past, but we do need to really turn our minds as well as development, getting some winning attitude and mentality in there too. But I also know that's easier said than done with in the youth teams, in any teams, but certainly with the inconsistency of the young players. But it is about trying to bring the boys through rather than the results, but we do need to add that component to it, certainly. And we look forward to matching ourselves and rising, hopefully, to the challenge that Fulham will bring.
We'll see you in Dorchester on Thursday. Welcome to Exeter City again, David, and
thank you very much. See you then. Thank you.